New York City payroll project riddled with fraud. The City Time project was meant to replace a largely manual, paper-based payroll system for the city of New York. The goal was to provide a tool that would help city administrators manage a workforce over 100,000 employees spread across 63 departments. It was also intended to simplify the employee time reporting process, which was complicated by numerous union timekeeping rules, and to identify employees who tried to fraudulently inflate their paychecks. The project was initiated in 1998 when the city awarded the contract to a subsidiary of MCI, a telecommunications company that later ran into financial scandals and ultimately filed for bankrupt. In 2001, the City Time contract was resigned to Science International Application Incorporated, a defense company in unusual move. The handoff to SAIC occurred without the contract going through the normal competitive bidding process required for contracts of the size. Around the same time, Sperion Atlantic Enterprises was hired a subcontractor to provide quality assurance on the City Time project with an initial contract of $3.4 million. The city's contract with Sperion was eventually revised 11 times with a resulting cost of $48 million. Richard Valkich, the NYC Payroll Office Executive Director during the initial years of the project, accused SAIC of dragging its feet on the project and was skeptical of the company's ability to deliver a quality product. However, Valchich retired in 2004 and was replaced by Joel Bundy, a staunch advocate of the project. In this role, Bundy was responsible for overseeing and awarding Sperion's contract. It was later discovered that Bundy worked for Sperion for 2 years prior to joining the city. In another questionable move, the City Time contract was switched from a fixed price contract to a time and materials contract, and the project cost spiraled out of control from $224 million in 2006 to $628 million by 2009. This switch in the terms of contract plus lack of project oversight made it even easier for those involved with the project to commit fraud. At the city hearing in December 2010, Bundy revealed that Sperion employees were billing the city at a rate of $236.25 per hour, and that a number of former city employees had become Sperion employees. Mr. Bundy resigned shortly after this meeting. That same month, federal prosecutors charged several consultants for the City Time project with a multi-million dollar fraud scheme, which allegedly started in 2005. The consultants were accused of manipulating the city into paying for contracts to business that the consultants controlled and then redirecting part of the money to enrich themselves personally. In May 2011, federal investigators arrested Gerald Denault, the senior project manager at SAIC, for allegedly receiving over 5 million in kickbacks and for committing wire fraud and money laundering. Denault had convinced his employer to hire Technodyne LLC as the main subcontractor for the project. Technodyne eventually received $450 million out of the $650 million paid to SAIC and siphoned of millions to a bogus India-based consulting firm owned by Denault. The two owners of Technodyne are now fugitives and their whereabouts are unknown. 6 other defendants are scheduled to go to trial in 2013. In March 2012, SAIC agreed to pay $500 million to avoid prosecution for its role in the City Time scandal. Most of that money was to go back to the city of New York. By this time, it was estimated that NYC had paid out $652 million with an outstanding bill of $41 million owed on the project, which was originally estimated to cost $63 million and to be completed in 2003.
Good day everyone, I'm May Salvador. I'm going to discuss IT professionals. A profession is a calling that requires specialized knowledge and often long and intensive academic preparation. Over the years, the United States government adopted labor laws and regulations that require a more precise definition of what is meant by a professional employee. The United States Code of Federal Regulation defines a professional employee as one who is engaged in the performance of work, requiring knowledge of an advanced type in a field of science or learning customarily acquired by a prolonged course of specialized intellectual instruction and study in an institution of higher learning or a hospital, as distinguished from knowledge acquired by a general academic education, or from an apprenticeship, or from training in the performance of routine mental, manual, mechanical, or physical activities, requiring the consistent exercise of discretion and judgment in its performance, which is predominantly intellectual and varied in character, as a distinguished from routine mental, manual, mechanical, or physical work, and which is of such character that the output produced or the result accomplished by such work cannot be standard in relation to a given period of time. 11. In other words, professionals such as doctor, lawyers, and accountant require advanced training and experience. They must exercise discretion and judgment in the course of their work, and their work cannot be standardized. Many people would also expect professionals to contribute to society, to participate in lifelong training program, both formal and informal, to keep abreast of developments in their field, and to assist other professionals in their development. In addition, many professionals' roles carry special rights and responsibilities. Doctors, for example, prescribes drugs, perform surgery, and request confidential patient information while maintaining doctor-patient confidentiality. IT professionals possess specialized knowledge and skills in information technology, requiring tasks like software development, network administration, cybersecurity, and data analysis. They exercise discretion, contribute to society by implementing innovation solutions, participate in lifelong learning, and assist others. They have rights and responsibilities, including data privacy, security, and ethical technology use.
Mylene Monte Vergara, and I will discussing about our IT workers professional. Many business workers have duties, backgrounds, and training that qualified them to be classified as professional, including marketing analysts, financial consultant, and IT specialists such as mobile application developer, software engineering, system analyst, and network administrator. One could argue, however, that not very IT role require knowledge of an advanced type in field of science or learning, customarily acquired by a prolonged course of specialist, intellectual instruction and study, acute against from the United States Code. From a legal perspective, IT workers are not recognized as professional because they are not licensed by the state of federal government. This distinction is important. For example, in malpractice law side, as many courts have ruled that IT workers are not liable for malpractice because they do not meet the legal definition of a professional.
Professional relationship that must be managed. IT workers typically become involved in many different relationships, including those with employers, clients, suppliers, and other professional IT users. Society at large has stated in Figure 2.1. In each relationship, an ethical IT worker acts honestly and appropriately. These various relationships are discussed in the following section. Relationship between IT workers and employers. IT workers and employers have a critical, multifaceted relationship that requires ongoing effort by both parties to keep it strong. An IT worker and employer typically agree on fundamental aspects of this relationship before the worker accepts an employment offer. These both may include job title, general performance expectations, specific work responsibilities, drug testing requirements, dress code, location of employment, salary, work hours, and company benefits. Many other aspects of this relationship may be addressed in a company policy and procedures. Managerial or in the company code of conduct, if one exists. These issues may include protection of company secrets, vacation policy, time off for funeral or an illness in the family, tuition reimbursement, and use of company resources, including computers and network.
Hi, I am Jameson Ortiz, and let's talk about Professional Code of Ethics. So, what is Professional Code of Ethics? Simply, a professional code of ethics is a set of principles and core values that articulate the ethical standards and expectations for practitioners within a specific occupational group or professions. So these codes serve as a guiding framework for ethical decision-making and behavior, outlining the moral responsibilities and obligations that members of the professions are expected to uphold. For example, in the medical field, doctors adhere to varying versions of the Hippocratic Oath, a 2,000 years old ethical code that symbolizes their commitment to preserving life, practicing medicine with integrity, and prioritizing the well-being of patients above all else. So, these are the components of professional codes of ethics. The main part is the aspiration. The aspirational aspect of a professional code of ethics outlines the organizational goals and ideals that members of the profession strive to achieve. It articulates the overarching values and principles that guide the profession toward its desired ethical outcomes. This section of the code often reflects the profession's vision for ethical practice, and its commitment to upholding integrity, honesty, fairness, and other fundamental values. Second one is the rules and principles. This simply the section of a professional codes of ethics delineates the specific behaviors, expectations, and standards that member of the profession are expected to adhere to in their practice. These rules serve as a practical guide for ethical decision making and behavior, providing clear guidelines for professional conduct in various contexts and situations. They encompass a wide range of ethical considerations, including honesty, confidentiality, respect for diversity, professional competence, and accountability. And the last one is the importance. Guides ethical decision making and behavior within the profession, fostering integrity, trust, and accountability among practitioners and promoting public trust and confidence in the profession. So, limitations of law in guiding ethics. Laws do not cover every ethical aspects, and legality does not always equate the ethical behavior. In addition, professional codes complement legal regulation by providing ethical guidelines. And the next is the benefits of adhering to professional codes. Ethical decision making. This is the first benefits of adhering to professional codes. It adherence to core values guides ethical choices. The second one is the high standards of practice. It reminds professional of responsibilities and duties. The third one is the trust and respect from the public. Meaning, professional ethics build public trust through integrity and good judgment. Lastly, evaluation benchmark. Meaning, provide self-assessments and peer recognition or censure. And in this topic, in summary, professional code of ethics play a crucial role in guiding ethical behavior, promoting trust, and setting high standard of practices within professions. That's all. Thank you.